points, Ella Wunder. In ninth, with 441 points, Elisa Fuliano. In 10th, with 429 points, Emma McQuaid.
Imagine me up and down Rivernet with carrying my sandbags and then walking up with my Husafeld bag. Like it's here. Drop it!
Oh no, now you need to have your wee sing.
No, I'm like... I was competing at the European semi-finals. Podcast. No. Ali really doesn't give a fuck, like. I think, Ma, I really don't care. I watched you do the workout 6 times. I don't fucking need to watch it on TV. Do it again.
You sick of CrossFit?
I am sick of sad fit. Constantly boring, never varied. Don't make me relive it again. Tight work, like, you know, analysing your performance. Just reliving that air runner again. Start on the act, like.
We talked through how did you approach the first time you did it, what the training looked like, how did it feel to start with?
Yeah, so like, obviously when the workout was announced, I was like, flip, this is gonna be a really, really tough workout for me. So we literally just cracked straight in and hit it. Like, so the workouts came out on the Wednesday. So yeah, we did it on the Wednesday when they were out. And like, I think, you know, my first time was in around like 26 minutes or something, but that was obviously pulling like a totally different sled. Then once my husband adjusted a sled so we could pull it inside, then I did it again, maybe like on the Friday or Saturday, and then again was in around 26, 27 minutes. So that was kind of roughly the time every time I did it. And then obviously whenever the first week came out, then when seen it was the carpet, and thankfully one of the local gyms, CrossFit Berserk, had one of the carpet rope sleds and give me it to use it, which was a big benefit. And again, was still kind of hovering in around that same time. So didn't really, I think I did the workout in full maybe 3 times, and then did intervals and variations and a lot of like rope technique work. And it was actually my father-in-law. We were having a barbecue, and I was like, come on in here, you, and move that sled, see what you think. And he did like this arm wrap, and I was like, ooh, I like that. So that was kind of the technique I used each time, and it just really helped me to pace the rope climb, because you get ahead of yourself and kind of like blow up very quickly. So that kind of slowed it down, but it gave you like a rhythm every time. It was like arm wrap, pull, arm wrap, pull. And I think that was the biggest benefit for me in that workout. And like, I was a top 10 in that, which like me and my coach were like, if I was like kind of top 20 in that workout, that would have been a really good score. So obviously to been like, I think it was 8th, that was probably the highlight of the weekend for me.
Did it feel exactly how it felt here, like the way you replicated it? Did it feel the exact same?
Yeah, like, no, it felt exactly the same. Like, if anything, like I found the air runner was easier. Like in training, like I struggled to hold the paces that I held out on the floor. Were on the floor, like it was just more comfortable. Definitely more comfortable. Breathing was good. Like I just think everything felt nicer. We definitely trained that very, very well. So we did. Yeah, so it was a good like over 2 minute PB from training. So I think the bike was slower than in training, and then the runner was faster and the ski erg was faster. So it was definitely well executed, which was nice.
So if you had to rank all the workouts in terms of your favourite, your least favourite?
This was definitely my least favourite. Yeah, I just think like obviously my ring muscle up is one of my like biggest, like I wouldn't say like biggest strengths, but it's definitely a movement where I usually do fairly well in CrossFit. You know, obviously at Rogue I did exceptionally well in the workout, the games and stuff. So I was obviously whenever this came out, I was like, oh, this is gonna be mint. Like I'm gonna do so well. Like tested the workout and couldn't get through the rings. So it was very, very hard. You know, 3 weeks leading in, trying to find a plan on how I was physically going to get through the workout. So yeah, I just think like from shoulder surgery, having the backpack restricting that shoulder, I personally just really struggled. That's not obviously for everyone that's had surgery, but for me personally, it was very, very hard. We tried everything, tried it in singles. Like my max set unbroken was 2. Like that's someone said to me like, oh, you're gonna go unbroken, and I'm like, I physically can't. Like, you know, if someone said I'll give you £10 million to go unbroken, like I physically couldn't. Two was my max set. I was very proud of my efforts. Like I stayed within like a minute and 10 per complex, and minute 10 to minute 15, like that was the same as what I did in training. So yes, the result wasn't great on the leaderboard, but I did all 3 rounds and I got to the burpees on all 3 rounds. So that was the win for me in that workout. Linda workout, again hit it straight off the bat. Whenever the workouts got released, I finished it in 15:14 in training on my first attempt. So I was confident, obviously, like I could finish it. I didn't finish this in 2018. I think I was still on the 4s that year. So the first time doing it was just like, right, let's just finish it, see what happens, and then like just start progressing it. So the next time I hit it, I did 5 rounds of 7 of each movement for time. Because in my head I was like, if we get past the 7s, you're on the home straight. So I was like, right, let's just drill the 7s, 5 rounds the 7s. It's like getting through the 15s in Fran kind of thing. So for me, it was just like, right, let's break the 7s. I know I can do it. And then we did like 3 rounds of 10, 10, 10. Then we did just some like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 variations. And then the final week, we just did sprint to 10 the 9s, and then that was the next time I hit it was on the floor. So
you only really did the full version once?
Yeah, full version once. I just didn't want to do it again because I was like, right, I've done it, I've finished it. I don't need to know how it feels. Let's just hit variations. So yeah, like hit it like a good 6 times in different variations, but just one right through.
And then what did you finish in this then, on the floor?
Like 12:45, so it was a huge PB for me. It was great because obviously like I was able to replicate the exact floor here because I have the 2 stumpy bars, exactly what we use on the floor. I loaded the bar like we did on the floor, you know, like it felt exactly the same. And again, it was easier on the day just knowing like the work that we put into that. So again, I think that was my best place finish the whole weekend, 5th. So that was really, really fun. I didn't know I was actually closing Laura and Jennifer in at the end. I thought they were full round ahead of me. Where if I had realised I was on the same round, I think there could have been could have been another gear a wee bit sooner. I thought there was no chance of, because they broke me quite early on, so I thought they were a full set ahead. But no, it was a really good workout. Stayed in my own lane the whole time. Obviously into the last kind of 3, 2, 1. But no, it was really, really good. Test 4, test 5. Obviously we did the 800 meter run into the snatch. The very first time I did it, I opened up at 60, failed 60, went straight up to 65, got 65, failed 70, went to 75, and then got 80. So yeah. So then on the day, I opened at 75, got 75, got 80, and then it was like 84 or whatever it was. I stupidly jumped up to 88. I should have went in between and got like 86, but it's one of those things. It's competition. Like if you don't take risks, well, like I was kind of like in the situation for workout 4. I knew if I just didn't mess up, Sunday was that good for me. I could kind of afford to take a little bit of a risk, and I just did, kind of thing. It didn't pay off, but that's competition. In training, I obviously did the touch and go reps, and I only ever did 400 meters at any time. I was like, I do not need to know how those last 400 meters feel like. And Joyce was like, I think you should test it. And I was like, I'm not testing it. I'm like, I will die like when I have to. I'm not feeling that. As like, you only ever need to feel that once. So yeah, kind of I knew exactly like the pace kind of was like the minimum that I had to hold to stay in it. For me personally, it was a great run. For me, I think I held 90-second splits per 400. So like I couldn't have done any better in that workout. I think the big thing was that I think myself and Joyce are proud of is the effort right to the end. Like I had the legs coming off the runner to sprint finish as well, which gained me 6 points over the course of the weekend, which actually was the difference in me finishing 10th or 11th. So it was massive. So yeah, gonna have a nice little scar as well to.
What are you thinking about when you're like in the last 400 meters?
It's just like you've no choice. Like if you want to go back to the CrossFit Games, you're gonna hold this pace. Do you want to go back to the CrossFit Games? Like it's like if you drop below this pace, you're not gonna make it back to the CrossFit Games. It's just.
Is that all that's in your head?
Just the only things in your head. It's like you're just making deals with yourself that I need to hold it.
Did you feel your leg
Straight away, I was like, ow! I was like, that really, really hurt. Why was I not wearing leggings? Like your mouth was just like sandpaper. It was like that last like 400 meters was like. Like a desert in your mouth, so it's like you couldn't even celebrate it. You know what? Just like the rope climb workout. Did it the first time in training. Didn't get my last rope climb. Went out way too hot. Retested it again. I did it on the Saturday. Didn't finish. Retested it on the Monday. Finished it. Retested it again the following Saturday, finished it. It was kind of basically every 4 days, like we just did it on rotation kind of thing, and I had a lot of confidence going into it. Just obviously the first time I went in, I just went all in on like the strict handstand push-ups and just yeah, I just think like my arms just went to complete failure. So I was like, okay, the next time I went in, I did the rope climb, rest 35 to 40 seconds, did the handstand push-ups at 12 and an 8, did the rope climb, rested a minute, in the second round, and, got it finished and was really happy. So went out into the workout, was obviously going in with the same approach as what I nailed in training multiple times, and I got a no rep on my first set of rope climbs.
Well, how much do you think that cost you?
I would say it was easily over 2.5 minutes. Over, and it wasn't even just in the workout. It was then the accumulation of that extra like fatigue going into the next workout, because my arms, I don't know how I got the last rep at all. Like I literally keep saying to like my husband and to Joyce, my coach, I'm like, I don't know how I got the final rep. Like I physically started the last rope climb before going the way back through, and on the first 2 pulls I was starting to slide, and I got to the top and I started to slide, and I was just like, I don't know, I genuinely don't know, but I managed to get it anyway. Which kept me in the race, obviously, for a game spot. It definitely hurt me on like the overall, because like 27th place in that workout was not a placing that I ever would have thought I would have gotten that workout. So it definitely hurt me overall, but so it left the final workout quite interesting right down to the last second. It was quite heartbreaking. I trained the workout so well. I descented the same way on the second rope climb as I did in the first rope climb, but then the second rope climb was a no rep for not being hand over hand enough. Like define enough. Like it's not really a standard, but the judges' call is a judge's call. Thankfully, like I've matured as an athlete. I didn't let it get to me too much in the moment. You know, I chalked, I stood up, I walked about, I tried to get my arms back, and wasn't the place I wanted, but we got there, we finished it, and we got some like really valuable points was the main thing.
Where did you get the wee green one?
So Briggsy got the Ireland one for me for last year's semi-finals, and she got the Union Jack one, but it didn't arrive until after semi-finals, so I never brought it out and then until this year's semi-finals. Event 7, yeah, so tested it. No, I tested it. Sorry, just pulled that. I was like, what is that? So I tested it fully once, and then, you know, obviously I knew I could do the toes to bar all unbroken, like, you know, the sandbag was fine and stuff. So then we just kind of like pushed intensity and did intervals and stuff of it. My grip, obviously I know everyone's grip was a factor from the workout before, but obviously having to do an extra full rope climb really messed up my forearms. And like I had a little like thumb thing going on leading into it as well, which didn't help having a bad grip. But thankfully, like I think I was maybe 10 seconds slower, 12 seconds slower in the workout than I was in training. So it wasn't horrendously off pace, which was good. But again, like this workout, it was kind of the same as what me and my coach said about the first workout. If I was in that kind of top 20, it was going to be a good score, because like the European, those girls, like they're just phenomenal. Like, and I find it hard to compete against the girls on the machine. So yeah, like I was really happy with that workout. It just left the leaderboard extremely stressful because of the workout beforehand. But again, I put my best effort into it. I held the paces on the assault bike that we set out to hold. I did the toes to bar unbroken, and I moved the sandbag as quick as I could. So the execution was spot on for that one.
And then how long were we waiting for?
3.5 hours. It was at least. I swear to God, it felt like 3 days. We were waiting. It was just,
What's going through your head?
I fucked it. I haven't made it. David, my husband, just kept going like this here. And I was like, just lie to me. Tell me I made it. Lie to me. Don't tell me this, because every time he did this, I just cried. And I was like, you're making me cry. And I was like, I know everyone's looking. So I said to them from now on, just freaking lie to me. Just give me a thumbs up and then I'll smile.
And then when's games training start? You taking this week off?
Yeah, so I had this full week off. I'll probably do like Saturday sweat or like a little team workout or do something tomorrow. I might actually, it's quite nice weather. I might actually just get on my racer and ride my bike today. Maybe just do like an hour, just like tanning gains. But yeah, nothing serious. And then I'll do a little swim on Sunday, and that'll be us then ready to kick off games training on Monday.
And then how long are you going to be training here before you go?
Yeah.
Plans?
So we'll get a good 4 weeks in here, and then I'll head over to Ohio, over to Briggsy's, and I'll be there for 3 weeks, and then we'll fly down to Madison on the Saturday before the game starts.
Here we go.
Here we go.